it was almost like we regressed back to the kind of beginning. We look like a tired, worn-down football team, and it's unacceptable to be that in a game as big as that. That's a big game, and those are the kind of games that you want to come out and perform really well in. And I'm disappointed in our lack of preparedness, obviously, lack of physicality, and they just took us out to the woodshed today. So there's no excuses. We just flat out got beat by a team. It's been an interesting season. 1 minute you're up and you're down, and you play good teams down to the wire, and then you go in and you play a team that you're very evenly matched with. That's again they're fighting to try to get their fifth win just like you, and then they come out and they kick your tail. So it doesn't make a lot of sense. And the biggest thing obviously there is we have to fight for consistency in performance throughout the entire course of the season. Obviously today it's gut wrenching. It hurts. We got some wonderful seniors that have done some tremendous things over the course of the 2 years that I've been here, and that's a tough way for them to go on out. I'll see them Monday and have a more heartfelt conversation with them. But like I told them in the locker room, right? Bottom line of today is we're extremely disappointed, in our effort, in our execution, in our preparedness, in our performance.
The lack of competitiveness, that's just not. We haven't seen that. This team's always competed this year. Where do you see that coming from?
Early in the game, we were trying to, they did a pretty good job. Again, I know they've struggled against the run all year, and they were hell bent on stopping it. They were dropping down safeties into the box, and our inability to, to throw the ball and to be able to kind of attack them, really hurt us, and it just kind of put us behind the eight ball. You go down and you give up, that early score, and then you get a punt, and they recover the fumble, and they end up picking it up and, running it, down. We hold them to a field goal there. It gives us an opportunity. And then again, it's just, not being able to get off the field, and the offense not be able to convert on third downs. Early in the game, it's tough sledding. When one side's struggling, the other one's got to pick it up, and we weren't able to do that. So, I think our kids competed well early in the game, but, in that second half, you just didn't see a lot of it.
So the team looked tired and regressed, kind of worn down. Did you see any signs of that? Do you have any indication you want to do?
You always do a little bit. But I don't think any more so than the other side. It's one of those deals where, if you've ever, you've been involved in football, week 12 is tough for everybody. It's not tough for one side and not the other. It's tough. It's a long season. Everybody's dealing with injuries. Everybody's dealing with different things. And I thought they came out and played with a lot more energy than we did. And it's uncharacteristic for us, but that's what happened. We played pretty darn good rushing defense, improved there quite a bit throughout the course of the year. The last 2 weeks in a row, we've struggled there. Boise came out, and ran the ball, well on us. And then today, again, Butler's a great player, and they just kept feeding them. And a lot of it was yards after contact, and that's the frustrating thing when you're sitting there watching. You've got guys, and we got to do a better job of tackling. And we'd done a much better job over the course of the season. Early in the year, it was a topic of conversation. We had gotten better at it, and today you just really saw that. Again, it looked like a worn down defense.
Is this the perfect fuel for the offseason?
I'll be honest with you, the perfect feel for the offseason is a win in this game. Taking that in, it's winning the game, winning the cannon, and continuing to celebrate the things that we're getting better at. But you know what? When you're in this coaching profession, you take the situation and you turn it into the situation you need it to be. That's what good coaches do. And that's what we're going to do. We look at this, and obviously this is something that we're going to go back tonight. Today wasn't the day to beat them up about it. And our seniors, again, they've done so much. It's one of those deals. They'll chew on it for a long, long time. But our underclassmen, we got to go back in and we got to show some of the things that occurred today, and and how we can avoid these pitfalls in the future. And I know our guys will be steadfast in doing that. So no, it's not the way we wanted to go into the offseason. It's not, but it's the reality of the situation. And there's a lot of positives to draw on from the year. Today's not the day to talk about the positives. We'll look at that later as we sit down as a staff and as an organization and talk about the things we needed to move forward. And that's exactly what we'll do.
Program made here over the last couple of years. It's certainly not the way we wanted to go.
Definitely not how we wanted to leave it. But I know these young boys, they know how we felt walking off that field, and they'll be ready for next year.
Brian, how do you explain, they seem to come out with a lot more energy than you guys. How do you explain kind of coming out flat?
I don't think there's any explanation. We just came out flat. We weren't ready to go in the beginning of the game, and it hurt us in the end.
What is it about James Butler? You got a lot of yards after contact. that makes him difficult to bring to the ground?
He's a good running back. He's strong. He's low to the ground. Good center of gravity, and we didn't tackle the way we needed to.
Thanks, Ryan. Reaction to what happened. I think you guys seem shocked.
Yeah, it was. It's obviously a disappointing game. We didn't play our best game by any means, and a lot of plays were left out there, and I take a lot of responsibility for those. But offensively, we just had to be better. We didn't execute, and we didn't play at a high level from the start.
The third down conversions were obviously a huge deal. You guys were 1 of 12 in that game. It's been kind of a bugaboo with this team all year. What is it can be done to maybe start turning the page?
I think we just have to execute at a higher level. There are times where we're playing well and we're moving the ball, but then there's times where we can't even get a first down. So I think just the inconsistency is what's killing us right now, and we gotta get better in the offseason, and then we just gotta get our guys right to play at a high level all the time.
Kurt, big rivalry game, battle for the cannon, and it seemed like they came out with a lot more energy. How do you explain, coming out from that?
There's no excuse for that. We just got to play at a higher level early, and right off the start we couldn't get a first down. So I think it was difficult on the offensive side to be energetic when we weren't having any success. So if we just execute at a higher level, I think that'll lead to the energy.
Before the game in the locker room, did it seem like you guys were ready to go?
Yeah, we felt ready to go. Personally, I felt like our guys were ready to go out there and compete, but obviously we weren't. So we just gotta prepare prepare better and play more consistent.
Kurt, everybody knows how important this game is to you, and no one doubts that it meant a lot to the players. But was it almost stunning the way that just everything was going for them and not for UNLV, just the momentum of the game?
It was just frustrating. We couldn't move the ball early, and it was disappointing. But I don't know if it was. We weren't shocked. In games you got to fight through adversity, but we just weren't executing. That was the bottom line.
Did it limit what you guys wanted to do offensively when you fall into that 17-0 hole?
A little bit, but we stayed to our game plan for pretty much the whole game, and we started going tempo at the end of the halves. But they weren't doing anything that we weren't prepared for, or just we weren't executing. And it's disappointing to end the season that way.